The Three Muses Clay Through the Ages. Our first object is from the Hunt Museum collection. It is an incised groove vessel. This piece is about 4,000 years old. It dates back to 2000 to 1700 BCE. This object was made by hand, more than likely by the women in the community. It was built using the coil building method. This means that coils of clay were placed on top of one another and then smoothed together. Because of its decoration, it is known as grooveware pottery. Scientists have found that some pots like this one have traces of porridge or ale inside, and because of this, they're often called food vessels. However, grooveware vessels are usually found buried with the dead and not in a house. Because of this, some archaeologists believe that the food inside was needed by the dead on their journey to the afterlife. It was during this period that people moved from the nomadic lifestyle to a settled one. This means that instead of moving from place to place, they settled in one place, built houses and communities. As a result of settling in one place, they began to farm the land and keep animals as their food source. This shift to agriculture resulted in the development of new technologies, such as metalwork, and new pottery techniques. The Beaker folk. In around 2500 BCE, the Beaker folk came to Ireland from Central and Southern Europe. The Beaker people did not replace Neolithic people in Ireland, but brought new technologies, practices and ideas which gradually became part of daily life in the early Bronze Age period. It is believed that they came here in search of the precious metals copper and gold, needed to make valuable objects such as weapons and jewellery. They brought knowledge of these metals and metalworking to Ireland. The Beaker folk got their name from the distinctive upside-down bell shape they used to produce their pottery. A lot of the Beaker pottery found in Ireland is undecorated, but across Europe, archaeologists have found large amounts of highly decorated examples. Twigs or bones are pressed into damp clay to scratch decorations into it. They were decorated with repetitive patterns of herringbones, zigzags, diamonds, and triangles. The term beaker suggests that these vessels were initially small and used for drinking liquids such as beer or mead. Larger examples of beaker pottery has been found which has charring and food residue on them, proving that they were used for cooking. Where has beaker pottery been found in Ireland? Archaeologists in Ireland have found beaker pottery in settlements where people lived, at ceremonial sites where people worshipped their gods, and in burial sites. Beaker pottery has been found in Neolithic megalithic tombs, including at Newgrange, but also in stone-lined cist graves from the early Bronze Age period, such as in the Wedge tomb at Lough Ger in County Limerick. Here are some images of replicas of Bronze Age pots from the Lough Ger Visitor Centre. A replica is an identical copy of something. This one is very similar in shape and decoration to the one that we are studying from the Hunt Museum. Look at the grooves and marks on the vessels. Much of the pottery found in Lough Ger was in pieces. This was due to the fact that it had been buried for so long, and also because it is thought that they were smashed against the standing stones as part of a ritual. Archaeologists had to work very carefully to piece these pots back together. Why don't you have a turn at making your own Bronze Age pot?